Hello and welcome to this hands-on demo. My name is Lian Duan, and I have developed for over 20 years, specializing in DevOps and cloud security. Today, I'll be guiding you through creating an AWS VPC using Terraform. Before we get started, let me give you some background. In this video, we'll cover precondition check, create a main.tf file, how to initialize Terraform project, create and verify AWS VPC resource. Our video ready to Markdown and access files are on my GitLab page. The links are below. Before we begin, let's make sure that your box has Terraform installed. If you have not installed Terraform yet, don't worry. I've created 2 videos to help with the installation process on Windows and Linux, which you can find in the Markdown file. Also, you need to have an AWS user with admin permissions and configure the user with the AWS CLI. Again, if you have not done this yet, I have a video to help guide you through the process. Once you have completed this precondition check, we can move to creating a Terraform file. The main.tf file is a main configuration file used in Terraform. This file is where you define all the infrastructure resources that you want Terraform to create or manage for you, including things like EC2 instance, VPCs, security groups, Fargate cluster, and much more. In most Terraform projects, you will have multiple .tf files, but main.tf file is usually the main entrance and contains the bulk of your infrastructure configuration. When you run the command terraform space apply, Terraform reads the main.tf file along with any other .tf files in the same directory and creates a plan to create or modify the resources specified in the files. You can also use other .tf files to separate different components or modules of your infrastructure. But the main.tf file is usually where it all starts. The Terraform code below is used to define infrastructure resources on AWS. Here broken down the code. The first section is called providers. And in this case, we are using the AWS provider to define resources on AWS. The region parameter specifies that the resources will be created in US East 2 region of AWS. Next, we define resources using AWS VPC type. This resource will create a virtual private cloud on AWS. The setter block parameter configures the IP address range for the VPC, and in this case, it set 10.0.0.0/16. The tag parameter is used to assign a name to the VPC, which will be my VPC01 in this demo. When you run Terraform apply command, Terraform will read this code and create a VPC resources on US East 2 region with the specified setter block and name. If you want to know more about parameters and the resource, check out the official document. If you're interested in AWS VPC, subnet, root table, internet gateway, please go through my video, AWS VPC and subnet for beginners. Next topic is Initialize Terraform. Open my command window in the main.tf file folder. Make it bigger. Make the command window. The command is terraform space init. This command will initialize Terraform and set up your workspace. Enter. During the initialization, Terraform will download the necessary plugins and modules that are required for your infrastructure. The plugins and modules are stored in a hide directory called .terraform. Let me check it. This is a .terraform folder location. After Terraform has finished initialization, you will see the message Terraform has been successfully initialized. You are now ready to start define your infrastructure as code using Terraform. It is important to note that you only need to run the Terraform init once per project directory, unless you add new plugins or modules to your configuration in future. Clean up the screen. Once you initialize the Terraform, you can create an AWS VPC by running the command Terraform space apply. Move to a little bit up. I highlighted part is Terraform provide a summary of the changes it will make to your AWS account. Review the plan to make sure everything looks right. If you're good with the plan, and then we can enter yes. Creating successfully, we can see the resource 1 is added. You may have questions. How does Terraform access AWS credentials? Terraform access AWS credentials through the AWS shared credentials file located at .aws/credentials. This file contains the access key and secret key from AWS user, and Terraform automatically reads it during use. Clean up the screen. To verify that our VPC was created successfully, we can run the command AWS space EC2 describe -VPCs. The filter is by VPC name. Value is my VPC01. The command will output the information about our VPC. The name is my VPC01. If everything worked, you should see the information about the VPC we just created. Congratulations, you have now created an AWS VPC using Terraform. I hope this guide was helpful. If you have any questions or run into some issues, feel free to leave them below. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you and see you in the next video.